Anybody that you would like to recast in this masterpiece of a film? Anybody?
Yeah.
The script, the acting, anybody.
Okay, so the guy that Stone Cold was fighting at the end of the movie, he reminded me a lot of this guy from Gotham.
He's from Gotham?
Yeah.
Victor Zsasz.
Oh, yeah. That's Victor Zsasz?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Has he not killed anybody yet? Because he doesn't have any markings at all.
No, he just came across as like the gun.
No, I remember Victor Zsasz.
This is his early years. This is his early years.
That's his first night out? Is that Victor Zsasz' first night out? Gotham, the other accurate
I like
the other accurate piece of a genre filmmaking.
Gotham was good. Keep going, Rattlesnake. He's on tomfoolery.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no,
not me. Not Gotham.
All that other bullshit. I understand, but I just picked that because they, it felt the same. That's it. But the guy that he was fighting.
All joking aside, what sense does it feel the same?
He's all pale and all bald and everything and all big looking, and he just reminded me a lot of this guy with all the guns and all the other stuff.
Do we have a cap emoji? Do we still have that cap emoji?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why, because he's pale and he's bald. That's why you picked that guy? Okay. Yeah. They look nothing alike.
No, it wasn't that. It was all the guns and all the bullshit with the guns. Really. That's really what it was.
Keyword BS. Keyword BS.
That's about it. That's really all. That's really all. Because I wouldn't recast anyone else in this movie. Mm-hmm. I think
we're switching.
I wouldn't either.
I mean, I agree with you with the whole Boris and Natasha thing, but other than that,
that was a good one.
Before you do it, Vic, injury Recasted. Don't try and steal it. You're slick. You're slick.
I didn't pick it.
You see it, and don't touch it. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. That's my Recasted. That's my Recasted. I did the legwork on that one. I didn't even ask to put it up.
You did the legwork on that one. Wow.
I've been doing the legwork.
Wow.
I haven't seen any videos because they converted on the iPhone, and then Chris has something to say, and I'm not giving him any ammunition.
Because I will say,
no wonder you're so late to the party. You've been that iPhone. All right.
Wow. Playing the role of Chrissy tonight is Vic.
All right. So look, I don't have what I wanted to have, and that's the original picture. I know C's probably upset because she's not here. So here's the thing. So there were some Russians and Italians in this movie who like to try to shoot people. And they were so successful so many times that I would actually take them out and recast it and just go straight for the gold. Yes, just throw them out there, man. These were stormtroopers. They could not aim for crap. They always were missing. I literally saw people, but you know what? Maybe they saw Stone Cold Steve Austin in the end of an aisle, and they decided they did not want to go ahead and try to shoot him. I don't know what was going on, but it was god awful. So I would just go ahead and make them stormtroopers. Just get it out the way. They were just about as competent. The only other thing I would recast in this movie, because there's no other person, because I thought this movie, I wouldn't want to offend any other actor or actress by putting him in this movie, so I'm not going to recast and put anybody in there. But I want to recast this. This is the movie we did, Tactical Force. I want to recast the whole movie, right? Mm-hmm. This was Stone Cold Steve Austin Day. So instead of doing Tactical Force, did I put this in there? I didn't even put this in there.
I put that
this in there. This is the one. Oh, okay. Well, this is the better one. Good job. Let me debug this real quick. All right. So I like this. I like this one. I will recast the whole movie. And what would I cast it with? This one.
I haven't seen that one.
The Condemned. This was actually a really good Stone Cold Steve Austin movie. I really enjoyed this one. I wish we could have reviewed that. Maybe I'll watch this one back so I can erase this.
Way to go, Vic. We could have watched a good movie.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but you know what? I'll give you credit because you didn't see it and you were just taking a chance. So I respect why you picked it. It doesn't mean that you're forgiven. But that's my recasting, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't need to be forgiven. Okay, you want to know why I don't need to be forgiven? Because today is Stone Cold Day, and you will put respect on that man's name, regardless if the movie's bad, especially on Stone Cold.
Chris said a lot of things. He said that he understands why Vic picked this movie because he hasn't seen it, and he respects him for that. And I have to say, I disagree. I do not respect Vic's choice for this because he should have known better. He knew that I would love this movie, and I'm gonna do it. Wait till we get to my final thoughts. But anyway, this is Recasted, and I'm watching this movie, and some of them I agree with Chris. I thought they were stormtroopers. Nobody had any aim, even though these are elite fighters in either faction of these supposed houses or the SWAT team. Okay, but nobody could shoot. Anyway, where do we start first? I said that he was the only thing in this movie that I liked, so let's start with him. Again, I don't recast it because I thought they did a bad job per se, but because they look like somebody or they remind me of something, i.e. the stormtroopers that Chris picked. That's a great pick. I didn't even think to put it there, right? Let's start with this guy. This is Kenny, played by Michael Eklund, if I have his pronunciation of his last name right. When I saw him, he looked like one actor to me, one actor only, Ethan Hawke. And that's why I recasted Kenny as Ethan Hawke, because they look so much alike. Now, I'm watching this movie, of course, as I mentioned, and of course, as Vic teased, because he couldn't wait to spoil it for me. If he's not going to show the picture, he's going to spoil it for you. That ruins the surprise for you. But here we have these two, and I can't remember their names. I just call them Boris and Natasha because they're Russian. And that's Kenny that they have the knife to his throat. Now, you keep wondering, who is Boris and Natasha? I know this is the digital age. A lot of you are younger. You use Google, but you don't know what to use it for. And so you don't know anything beyond when you were born. Well, in the 60s, they had a show. Now, I'm not that old, but I had to go to a place called a library, and I looked things up. It's called legwork. But anyway, I'm better than you. My point is this. This is who Boris and Natasha is. They spoke with a phony Russian accent as well. They come from a place called Pennsylvania. And so did these people, because when I heard the accent, I said, this is terrible. It must be a joke. And then I realized what movie I was watching, Tactical Force, and I realized the whole thing was a joke, and the joke was on me. But I would recast these two people with these two people. And if anybody's heard Boris and Natasha, you're lucky I didn't get that video. You would know exactly why. Who's up next? Oh, I mentioned him earlier. I said Vladimir, this guy right here. Now, I didn't mention the guy, the UFC fighter, because I couldn't pronounce his name. He looked kind of like an orc, and that's who I was going to recast him as, but I didn't want to go that far. An orc being from Lord of the Rings. That's a book. They were made into movies when you were being born, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching at home. But this guy right here is Vladimir, and he's the one that got his neck broken, right? And he said he was the one beaten up on Psylocke. And I looked at this guy, and I said, oh, he looks like somebody I know. It's Ivan Drago. There he is right there, Ivan Drago, from the Rocky film that I enjoy. And I said that was an easy recasting. Now here we have something that I think many might have escaped many of you. It's this right here, this briefcase. Now, why did I recast this briefcase? Because clearly this had to be an allusion to another movie, an homage to another movie, for those cinemaphiles out there. And if it wasn't, then it was the biggest waste of time ever. Because in this whole movie, these people are trying to get this case, or the SWAT team is trying to get this case, or the contents thereof, so that they won't be killed, right? But we never get to see what's in the case. And when it's taken out of the case, it's in a little satchel, right? So we don't get to actually see what it is. And everybody's in awe and amazement. Well, being a movie buff and being a fan of film history, clearly that's an homage to Pulp Fiction when they're trying to get this suitcase, right? And people look in it. In the end, he says, give me the briefcase. He says, I can't do that. It doesn't belong to me. And he opens it and he shows the guy, and the guy's in amazement. Honey Bunny is like, what's in the case? What's in the case? Right? If you've ever seen Pulp Fiction, that's clearly an homage to it, or they were just wasting my time. But considering this movie, they were probably wasting my time. But that is the recasted for briefcase or suitcase, whatever you want to call it. Now, I'm watching this movie, and it reminded me of like a 90s TV show, right? Something like this. Renegade, if you've watched that classic, or Walker, Texas Ranger, when they're doing wheelhouse kicks and everything like that. It was that kind of budget made in the 21st century. But we're watching this one, Tactical Force. Huh? Somebody's getting an award, right? But when I'm watching Tactical Force, let's use Chris's pick right here so you can see a close-up. Look at that intensity. Huh? You see that? I kept thinking of this, Police Academy. Because that's exactly what I was watching, Police Academy. And if I knew the tune by heart, I would hum it for you right now. Because all of them were bumbling idiots. Nobody could aim. and I highly doubted that any of them were actually really cops. It was a bumbling bunch of fools in this movie. That's entirely what it was. And they all had different quips and everything like that. And that's what Police Academy was. Another movie in the 80s that I think you should watch. And I would have preferred to watch that, Charmaine, over these. And I think that is it. That's my recap.
Let's do Police Academy.